On this episode of Brainpower, we're going to explore meta prompts and reasoning models. Let's jump in. Hello, friends. It's Josh. I hope you're doing well. Today, we are going to explore a concept called the meta prompt. And I know that for many of you, you are always looking for frameworks or ways to improve your prompts. And we will be taking a look at that, some tactics today to improve those prompts that you're working on. Also, we're going to take a look at reasoning models and how you can lean into these meta prompts to take advantage of the specific models. So, without further ado, let's get after it and let's take a look at Chat GPT. All right, so when you are ready to do some work with Copilot or ChatGPT or the other models that are out there, you may start by just giving it a simple task. For instance, I have one teed up here, ready to go. I'm just going to paste it in, and it's write detailed learning objectives on how to cook a smoked potato salad. Right, one of my favorite topics. Well, if I go ahead and I run it, I have no clue the quality or what I'm going to get. I can tell you though that, you know, from using the earlier models to the models that we get today, the quality of the results have been better, right? So, when I take a quick look at these learning objectives, I'm looking for measurement and some other qualities in the learning objective I don't necessarily see, but they're all right. They're okay. Well, why is that? Why did I get some mediocre results? Well, whether you're creating a video script or marketing copy or anything else to support a learning journey, if you give your model a generic prompt, you're going to get generic results back. And we typically see this in the structure or the format of the content coming back. For instance, let's say that we want to create a video script. We can simply just ask the model, create a video script of somebody creating a smoked potato salad. Well, what is the structure of that video script? It could be anything. I mean, it could be educational, or it could be a YouTube or a TikTok structure or anything like that. We're not calling the shots. And so, what we want to do is take advantage of a prompting technique that's called a meta prompt. And a meta prompt is going to leverage a large language model to improve your prompts. So it's kind of it's very meta, right? Very meta. But it's absolutely amazing what you can do if you leverage some very simple techniques to increase the quality of your prompt. So we want to increase the quality of this prompt that I used here. And I'm going to create a new chat. Now, before I do that, just some house cleaning items here. If you're joining me for the first time, you can and will be able to download the large meta prompt that I have that I'm going to share. And you can find that at my website /brainpower. And you can also find other downloads for other shows there too. So that's going to be there for you. But if you are watching live, you can actually go into the comments on LinkedIn. Sorry, YouTubers. On LinkedIn, and I have in the comments the prompts I'm going to be using. So you can copy and try that live if you want to. All right. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead. I'm going to create a brand new chat here in Chat GPT. And with that, I'm going to put my first meta prompt in here, a very simple one. But what I want to do is I want to increase the quality of that original learning objectives prompt. So let me go ahead and copy this prompt and I will explain it once I have it in here. So I'll paste it in and let me go ahead and break this prompt down for you so you understand what's happening here. Okay, so let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. The first part is act as a prompt engineer. So we typically want to go in and reference a role. And the reason for that is any and all words dealing with prompt engineer has a higher probability of returning. Okay. So that's in there. Use the Tracy prompt framework, task, role, audience, create, and intent to increase the quality of the prompt by 100x. All right. So I like to use the Tracy framework. Typically, when I'm doing any type of instructional design work, leveraging a model, I'll use Tracy. And it's a good overall, general prompt for doing deep work. So I have to go in and reference the framework name. I have to give the model exactly what these initials mean. It may make something up if I don't tell the model. So I'll put task, role, audience, create, and intent in there to increase the quality of the prompt by 100x. Well, this is just a little nudge to the model to have it do better. Again, one of the attributes of a prompt is human psychology. And you can also go in here and tell the model, hey, I'm going to go ahead and give you $100 tip, right? Or $200 tip. And that will also increase the quality of the result by 10 or 15%. That's all based on empirical evidence, too. There are studies out there about using human psychology to get back better results. In this case, I'm using a statement, increase the quality of the prompt by 100x. All right. Another item that I have here is the prompt in an XML tag. Now, what I've been seeing recently with prompts is more usage of XML tags to go in and identify in the prompt different information. Okay, and so in this case, my prompt is actually going to go right within these tags. And finally, at the bottom, it says, please ask me any questions you need before creating this prompt. This opens up the model to come back at me and get additional information or words that will increase the quality coming back. All right, so this is a meta prompt, and I'm going to take the original prompt that I used and place it right in here, like so, and then I'm going to run it. Now, it should come back with questions. Also, I am using ChatGPT 4.0. This is not a reasoning model. And if I look at the dropdown, it says this is great for most tasks. So it's actually coming back fairly fast with a result. And to give you some background on the models and the difference between a regular model versus a reasoning model is that this regular model is going to be fast for the most part. And I kind of compare it to if you're familiar with Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow, System 1 and System 2. All right. In Kahneman's book, he talks about System 1 as being the quick reactive brain, right? So, when you're driving and changing the radio station or things like that, you can do things automatically or multitasking. Now, for extremely hard problems that take time to think, that's System 2. And that's what a reasoning model does. And if I look at my list of models here, you'll notice that I have O3 and O3 Pro. Now, I currently am on the Pro version of ChatGPT in regards to subscription, so I have access to these models. Now, if you're on the free account, you may not have access to Pro, and if you have access to O3, you only get a limited number of prompts per week for usage. Even on my account, I know I have a limited number of tries, even with the O3 Pro model. So these reasoning models are going to think long and hard about the task at hand, introducing additional words as part of the process. And I will show you that in just a moment. Okay, so that's the difference between what would be, I consider, a System 1 prompt and a System 2 reasoning prompt. Let's take a look at the results down here. So this meta prompt that I ran, we have some clarifying questions. Oh my, 7 of them. Woo! I'm gonna have to go in and get to work here real quick. So it's asked me like, so who is the audience, right? So this is gonna be new cooks. And then what I do is just hit shift return and just put numbers in here. So if you do ask the model to ask you questions to improve the quality of the results, just go in there and answer the questions one at a time. What's the level of, so this is going to be a beginner. And then again, I'm hitting shift enter. And number three, what is the format of the delivery? That's a good question. Let's just say video. And then number four is going to be what instructional design model. I don't know, you decide. And so I'm telling ChatGPT to figure it out. Number five, any preferred style or tone? Sure. Let's make it fun. I don't know how that's going to show up, but we'll find out. What constraints include food safety. I like that. And then finally, number seven is going to be, is a learning objective a standalone asset or part of a broader core? We'll just say standalone. Okay, so I've answered the questions for the model. Now it's going to go ahead and create the prompt. Let me go ahead and run it. And we should have this Tracy prompt. All right. And then we have a final prompt to use here. Very good. Thank you, ChatGPT. All right. So what you see here is the task, the role, the audience, generate a list of fun, easy to understand learning objectives for a video-based lesson on how to make a smoked potato salad. Use plain language, follow Bloom's taxonomy, revised. Integrate food safety practices. Now, depending upon how you write your learning objectives, like if you use a SMART format, you can replace that. Or you can answer the question differently to get guidance in regards to the structure of the learning objective. Again, it's entirely up to you. If you're trying to look for something that's measurable, you want to go ahead and add that in there. The intent, the goal is to help new cooks clearly understand what they will learn, gain confidence in kitchen techniques, and so on. Perfect. Okay, so now here's the technique. What you'll want to do then is take this new prompt and copy it right up to task, create a brand new chat, and then paste that in there. That's how you use the meta prompt. So the meta prompt was used to actually generate a more robust prompt. Now let's go ahead and see these learning objectives. Okay, so it's following Bloom's, and I have remembering, understanding, applying, right? It's all there. So again, it's following exactly what I needed. All right. So again, kind of interesting to see how we can utilize a prompt to create a better prompt. Now, what about these reasoning models? The reasoning models you want to use for various tasks that include deep work and also problem solving. And I can tell you that it's really spectacular. Uh, when the model goes in and begins thinking about how to approach your request, this is called inference. And during inference, the additional tokens or additional words are introduced as the model thinks about how to answer your message the best way possible. All right. And that's the thinking. Now, the reasoning models are more expensive just because of the additional tokens that are introduced during this process. But on the other side, we get deeper, richer, more robust answers because of this additional inference that occurs. It's pretty cool. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the meta prompt for reasoning models. Now, this Tracy prompt you can use for your system one or your quick model responses. This particular meta prompt is for the creation of a prompt for reasoning models. Let's take a look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new chat, and I'm going to bring in the reasoning model. Now, the model that I'm going to use here today is going to be 4.0 to create the prompt. I'm not using the reasoning model just yet. Again, I'm looking for a model that's going to be fast. Like, I don't want it to think about creating this prompt. I want the prompt to come back fast so I can then use it in the reasoning portion. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this prompt. Now I'm opening it up. I'm opening up the PDF version of it. And this prompt is not mine. All right. I saw this prompt in Reddit and I was absolutely amazed when I tried this prompt out. And I do have at the bottom the person that created this prompt, which is tall ad 4729 on Reddit. And if you want to buy him a cup of coffee, that link is down here also. Again, tip of the hat to tall ad for this. But if we take a look at this prompt, you'll notice again, you do see those XML tags separating the different sections of the prompt. Okay, so for instance, role, opening tag, role, closing tag, like so, and context, and so on. So let's take a look at this prompt. This is actually it's pretty ingenious. You are a prompt blacksmith. I love that role. An elite prompt engineering AI that transforms vague or underdefined user requests into precise execution ready prompt structures optimized for large language models. Pretty cool. Context. Users often provide incomplete, ambiguous, or overreaching ideas expecting perfect AI responses. Your job is to decode their intent, clarify their goals, and return a structured prompt blueprint that removes uncertainty and includes all critical parameters for success. Pretty awesome. Instructions. Infer user intent using theory of the mind, working solely with the original input. No follow-up questions allowed. Your response must follow the structure. Okay, so the structure is the prompt. And if we look at the structure here, the goal, the success criteria, and the constraints, that is the framework for a reasoning model. Again, the goal, what are you attempting to do? The success criteria, the constraints. And then it says, please present the final result as a clean, well-labeled text block for easy copy. Now that instruction right there is going to kick ChatGPT into a text output so I can easily copy that and then paste it into a new chat leveraging that reasoning model. All right. So then we got a little bit more information down here at the bottom. The constraints, you must always enforce the goal, success criteria, constraints, output format. Again, that's what we're looking for as far as the reasoning model. And then check this out down here at the bottom. This technique of labeling user input throws ChatGPT into a chatbot mode, where in this case, it says reply with, please enter your request and I will forge it into a structured prompt to be used with GPT-4. Well, it's actually going to be GPT-03 model here today. I'm not going to use Pro because that would take too long, but I will adjust that when I paste the prompt. And so that's going to ask that question, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Okay, so again, if you want to find this prompt, you can go in and eventually, if you're watching the recording, download it at the URL I have right here. If you're watching live, you can go ahead and copy it in the comments that I have under the LinkedIn area. So get ready. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just copy the prompt from a different source. I have it in the clipboard, and I'm going to, again, use the GPT-4o model for this and paste it in here, making sure that I don't have anything additional. And I believe this is good. And this is going to be the GPT-03 model. Yeah, perfect. Okay, ready to rock. Let's go ahead and run it. I'm going to get a question. Please enter your request and I will forge it into a structured prompt to be used with GPT-03. Okay. So now it comes down to what type of task do I want to use with a reasoning model? Now, when I'm doing problem solving, deep work, like maybe a learning needs analysis report, the reasoning models really shine. Today, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this and I'm going to create a business plan for a fictitious hot dog stand at the beach. Okay. And so, what I want to do is just that. I want to go ahead and create a business plan for a hot dog stand at, now I'm going to be specific about the beach. Okay. I'm a big fan of North Carolina beaches. Beach. Okay. We got it. Create a business plan for a hot dog stand at Topsail, North Carolina beach. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And now it's going in and leveraging the 4.0 model to create the prompt. And notice the details that have now been incorporated into this reasoning model prompt. The goal, create a comprehensive business plan for launching a hot dog stand at Topsail Beach, North Carolina. Success criteria. The output must be a full business plan formatted in clear, logical sections. And it continues. Like it just went in and added all these attributes within the success criteria. I didn't do that. So this meta prompt is going to work adding these rich words into this reasoning model prompt that's going to, again, bring back really great results. It includes in here, and sorry for the scroll down, sections must include the executive summary, business description, and so on. All assumptions must be stated explicitly. Incorporate relevant local context. And it continues. The constraints must be specific to Topsail Beach, North Carolina, not generic. Business model must be mobile and flexible, like a cart, a stand, or trailer, and so on. So I have constraints. The output format. Well, that's going to be the actual business plan itself. So I got my business name placeholder, use markdown formatting for sections, bold headers, bolded lists, and so on. Okay, great. This is good. Now I can go in and make any other adjustments that I want, including like the estimated startup cost is 15,000. I may need some more if it's beyond a cart, but for a cart, that's probably a good start. If it's a storefront, it's definitely be over 100K. But I can then go and make those modifications. Well, up at the top, let me go ahead and copy this. It's now in the clipboard. It is now time to create a brand new chat. So I'll do just that. I'm going to go in and make a brand new chat. And now I'm going to pick my reasoning model. So let's go ahead and click O3. Again, I do have access to O3 Pro, but typically when I use O3 Pro, it's going to take 10 or 15 minutes to get a result back. I want something a little bit faster for this live. So let's go with O3 and let's paste that in there. Again, the structure of this prompt is going to be goal, success criteria, constraints, and then output format. All right, let's give it a whirl. So I'm going to go ahead and run this prompt. And now it's, look at this, it's thinking. I can't see exactly what type of thinking it's doing until just now. Look at that. I need to draft a detailed business plan for launching a hot dog stand at Topsail Beach, North Carolina. Boom, boom, boom. So these are the additional tokens that it's being used. Also, take a look at searching the web. So now it's gathering information from across the web to be part of this business plan. I absolutely love this. You can almost say that what we're seeing here is agentic, right? I'm collaborating with the model in real time, and it's allowing me to go ahead and do different tasks while it's doing the work here. So I'm going to do just that. Let's go over to Google Gemini. So I'm over in Gemini, and I'm going to hit the drop down for the models. And as of this recording, There are currently just two models, two main models up here. There is Gemini 2.5 Flash and Gemini 2.5 Pro. You can see that this is indicated as the reasoning model. So I'm going to use that same reasoning model here, 2.5 Pro. And I'm going to paste the same prompt in and run it here. All right, so that's cooking. Let's go over to Claude. So with Claude, again, I can go ahead and pick a different model. And as of this recording, we have Claude Opus 4 and Claude Sonnet 4. Powerful, large model for complex challenges. Sure, let's do that. Now, in Claude, there is a hidden option. I'm not a big fan of like drop down menus that you got to go in and modify to get different results. But here we do have the search and tools option, and we currently have extended thinking turned on. So in this case, the inference capability within the Claude models is going to be flipped on via a switch, as opposed to ChatGPT and Gemini, to where we just pick the model and it's going to be a reasoning model. So I'm going to go ahead and pick extended thinking using Claude Opus 4. Let's paste that same prompt in there. Let me scroll down and we'll run this. Okay, so now we got a battle of the business plans between ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. And let's see what we got here. All right, so not too bad, 1 minute and 25 seconds. I can tell you when I use the O3 Pro model, it could be 10 minutes before I get a result back. And here I have my business plan. And as I just scan through this, one thing you're going to notice is that I get information in the plan. For instance, operate daily mid-May through mid-September. It's 112 days. In weekends, shoulder season, peak tourist population is 61,000 on the island during summer of 2024. And here's the reference. I love this because now I can go ahead and click on this inline reference to validate this information. And where do they get the research? And there it is. Total summer population at this beach is 61,000. Man, I love that. Again, because there's so much data within this business plan, you want to make sure that you can go back and validate and that it's not hallucinating and it's truly using that information from across the web. But I love all the details in here in regards to the structure. The model is going to be a stainless steel hot dog cart. I love it. The location, the hours, and staffing. We got demand drivers and so on. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole entire business plan. Let me zoom out so you can see it. But you can see that it is fairly comprehensive. Not bad for a hot dog cart. I got a SWOT analysis. I got a menu and pricing strategy. You always got to have a Carolina dog in North Carolina. The operations plan, marketing strategy, financial projections. Okay. I think maybe this could be a little bit richer. There could be more information in here. And I think the O3 Pro model would do that. But hey, this is a great start. I mean, there's a lot of detailed information in here that is actionable, or where I would need to go ahead and prompt again to get, more information if I have to go in and make a decision. Okay, let's take a look at Google Gemini. And they even named the hot dog cart Top Sale Frank's hot dog stand. And let's take a look at what we got here: the business concept, target marketing, competitive advantage, the business description. Interesting. It's a sole proprietorship instead of an LLC. I got my market analysis. Now you'll notice here that I don't have the inline contextual links as far as the references and where that information is coming from Gemini 2.5, right? So let me go in and just verify. Yeah, there's nothing here at the bottom, and I don't have any inline links for any references. Not to say that, this information is not actionable or wrong. I have to take the time to validate it, right? So that's going to cause some time. but it still looks very comprehensive. Let's take a look at Claude. So Claude is going to go ahead and give us this output. And this is called Sandy's Beach Dogs. Again, I love how these models just make up the names of the hot dog company. Projected annual revenue. All right. Business description, market analysis. Sure. Again, May through September. Okay, that's good. Again, I don't have those inline links. I don't have the inline information as far as where did that come from. Again, not to say it's not true, but it's information that I would want to validate before, plunking down 15,000 for a hot dog cart, right? And all the costs and everything. Okay, these are looking all very good, but again, you can tell that probably I would say the winner here is going to be um, Chat GPT, just because of the references, which is really cool. All right, so now I'm going to look at some of the questions here. Laura, thanks for hanging out. Nick, could this prompt be used in Perplexity AI Labs? Definitely. Try it in Perplexity and see what it does. That's the beautiful thing about some of these platforms and models, is that you can go in and try these prompt structures, and you may be pleasantly surprised at the quality of the results that you get back as opposed to a generic prompt. And Jarado, thank you for hanging out. He says, hey, Yankee. That's pretty funny. All right. So hopefully this has given you some background and some tactics that you can use to create better prompts just by prompting. I know that for myself, using the meta prompt with the Tracy framework has been really invaluable. And now that I'm doing more work with the reasoning models, I love to leverage that giant meta prompt to go ahead and tee up additional work that I'm going to do with these reasoning models. So with that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you got a lot out of it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.